Hare Krishna. Today we will be reading about the holy dham Guruvayur. Origin of the shrine at Guruvayur. The Narada Purana contains the story connected to the origin of Guruvayur shrine. King Janamejaya, in order to avenge the death of his father Parikshit, brought about by the Naga chief Takshaka, performed the Sarpayajna snake sacrifice, in which 1,000 of innocent reptiles perished. As a result of the curse that befell him, he was afflicted with leprosy, which left him in utter despair. Sensing this, sage Dattatreya appeared before him with a remedy: beg for the mercy of Lord Krishna at Guruvayur. Janamejaya asked about the glories of the Lord and the whereabouts of the place. In reply, the sage recounted how, at the beginning of the Padma Kalpa, Lord Vishnu gave this deity to Brahma, who could execute his task of creation by worshipping the Lord in his deity form. At the beginning of the Varaha Kalpa, the childless couple Sutapa and Prishni prayed in earnest to Brahma for the gift of a son. Brahma gave them this deity, assuring them of their wish if they worshipped the deity with sincere devotion. This they did with excellence, so much so that the Lord himself appeared before them. As a boon, they prayed to him 3 times for a son. Lord Vishnu pacified them that he himself would be born to them as their son in 3 successive births. Moreover, they would also have the good fortune of worshipping the divine deity in all the 3 births. And so, as the Lord wished, in the first life, to Sutapa and Prishni was born as their son Prisnigarbha. In their second life, as Kasyapa&Aditi, the couple worshipped the same deity and got their son Vaman. In their third and most auspicious life, as Vasudeva and Devaki, Sri Krishna was born to them. After slaying Kamsa, Krishna moved to Dwaraka, where he built a temple for his parents to worship this deity. When the time came for him to end his earthly pastimes, Lord Krishna entrusted his devoted friend Uddhava to take care of the deity. At the end of his earthly sojourn, Krishna prophesied to his friend and devotee Uddhava that the island of Dwaraka, which had been his stronghold, would be swept away by the sea 7 days after he would leave. He instructed him to rescue the precious deity of Vishnu, which his parents had worshipped, and hand it over to Brihaspati, the guru of the gods, who would come to him. After 7 days, the island submerged in the sea, as foretold by Lord Krishna. Uddhava went sadly to the seashore and saw the deity bobbing up and down on the waves far out in the sea. He begged the wind god Vayu to bring it closer to him. The wind wafted it gently to the shore, and Uddhava picked it up lovingly and cradled it in his arms. As he was wondering how to contact the Guru of the gods, he found that Brihaspati himself was walking towards him. Uddhava told him the whole story of how Lord Krishna had instructed him, and Brihaspati, who knew everything, agreed to take it and install it at some special place. He was sure that he would be given further instructions. Now, Brihaspati asked Vayu, the wind god, to transport him through the air so that they could choose a perfect spot for the installation. Carrying the precious deity in his hands, Brihaspati was carried across the subcontinent of India till they came almost to the seashore, to the spot where the present town of Guruvayur now stands. Looking down at Brihaspati, he saw a beautiful lake filled with lotuses, on the banks of which Shiva and Parvati were dancing. He was charmed by the sight and he requested Vayu to float him down. For some time he stood spellbound by the dancing couple. When they had finished their divine dance, he prostrated to them and begged Shiva to tell him of a perfect spot to install the deity of Vishnu. Shiva said that this was indeed the ideal place. He told him to build the temple right there at one end of the lake where he and Parvati had been dancing. He magnanimously said that he himself would take up residence at the other end of the lake, which was known as Rudra Tirtha. During the course of time, the lake dried up little by little, and now only the temple tank adjoining the Guruvayur temple remains to tell the tale of this ancient lake. The temple of Mamiyur, to which Shiva shifted, still exists. It is for this reason that a visit to Guruvayur is considered incomplete without visiting Mamiyur temple. Guru and Vayu installed the deity in the temple built by Vishwakarma, the architect of the gods. As Guru and Vayu together founded the temple, the place came to be known as Guruvayur Pura in accordance with Shiva's wish. The name was later shortened to Guruvayur. The word Guruvayur has special connotations. It is made up of two words, Guru and Vayu. Guru means preceptor and Vayu is wind. The deity was installed by Brihaspati, the Guru of the gods, and Vayu, the god of wind, and hence came to be known as Guruvayur. Moved by this story, Janamejaya proceeded to Guruvayur temple where he observed austere devotion for 4 months. In the night, he would go to Mamiyur and bow before Shiva. One night, while asleep, he felt the Lord's healing touch over his body and his pain was no more. He returned to his kingdom elated, singing praises for the Lord. According to the story about the temple, the deity is over 5,000 years old. The deity of Sri Krishna is made of the rare stone Patalanjanam. He has 4 arms carrying a conch, disc, mace and lotus. The upper right hand holding chakra, lower right hand holding lotus, upper left hand holding shankha and lower left hand holding gada. The temple schedule begins at 3 a.m. with Nirmalayam Darshan, viewing the deity, followed by Abhishek. Temple is closed between 1 and 4:30 p.m. Bilvamangala Thakura, the author of Sri Krishna Karnamrita, frequently visited the temple. Tulabharam is a common vow in which devotees donate to the deity a quantity of an article equal in weight to their own bodies. The temple worship is done by Nambudri Brahmanas who are expected to live within the temple precincts during their term of worship. Thank you. Hare Krishna.